Welcome back, guys. Smurfy back for round number 2 with Jund Gods, and this time we are on the draw by the look of it. This hand is pretty good, so we'll keep this. We can play turn 2 Heart of Kiran into turn 3 Brawler and Rampager, which is nice. And obviously we're going to go turn 1 Blooming Marsh into Green Belt just so we get the free energy. Scrap Heap is a good draw if we're against Mardu, just because it's just good for recursion. Game 1 it's not as good as it is post board, because post board they just turn into like more of a mid-rangey deck, or controlling deck, but it's not a terrible draw. There's nothing our opponent can do here, so there's just no... Well, I guess they could have fail pushed it in response, but that seems really bad. The second Heart of Kiran isn't great, but if we're because we're against Mardu, I just well, they could be black white zombies actually. Walking Ballista, okay. So their turn 2 was a 2 mana 1/1, and we're going to play a 2 mana 4/4. Just feels pretty unfair, really. Play the hub. We'll keep the mountain in case we draw a game trail. We could have chose to play the Brawler here, but the Heart of Kiran is just harder to block and interact with. I would rather that. So we're actually against Abzan. Tireless Tracker, sure. That's going to get them a lot of value. But fortunately we're not really worried about that. Both of these cards are very good value-wise, but they're very behind on the curve compared to us, so I'm not really worried about that. So what we want to do is cast the Voltaic Brawler first, so that the Green Belt sticks. We also could just... It might have actually been better to go Blooming Marsh into Forest, which... Oh, I guess we couldn't have done both anyway. No, that's fine. Like, our 2-drop is bigger than their 3-drop. And obviously they're going to draw clues from it, but we're just trying to kill our opponent as quickly as possible. So I'm more than happy for them to waste time playing cards that get them clues. Like, yeah, we've just played like... We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power on the board for next turn, because we're going to play a creature to crew this, and our opponent's going to have like maybe 6 or 7. I really don't like playing things like Tireless Tracker and Walking Ballista in this meta, just because people are playing things like Marvel and Black White Zombie, so I think you just need to be quick. Or very, very, very slow. I think it's just too much in the middle. Like a blue deck where you can counter like the Marvels and have like loads of board wipes would be nice, but I don't think grindy mid range is the way to go. Game 1 at least. Four mana. What's for 4 mana? Is this just going to be a Gideon? Our opponent tapped wrong. Yeah, just Gideon. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to tick Gideon up. Oh, they're just going to emblem straight away. That's incredibly aggressive. And then just pass the turn. Okay, sure. We'll play the game. Actually, we might want to attune with Aether. Yeah, so let's go attune with Aether, get a... it doesn't really matter what we get. We'll get Forest though. We've got 3 mana to play with, so we can play Scrap Heap and Green Belt. we're just going to crew the scrap heap because that's the only one that can't block. The green belt can at least block. So we definitely want to attack with the Heart of Kiran. If we attack with this, it will be a 4-3, so that's fine. Yeah, I think we just want to attack with everything here. Our opponent can use the deal the damage and keep the Ballista alive because of the Gideon token, but the extra 1 damage I don't think matters. They might want to block the Tireless Tracker on here and then ping it or something to get rid of an X4 over an X3, especially as this is going to be a 3-2 next turn because we're out of energy. So I think Tracker trading and then pinging it might be the best option. I'm just going to take it all. Wow, okay. They must have some sort of like board wipe or something for them to want to do that. Because there's no way they can kill us on the backswing, obviously. That's a very strange like sequence where they just didn't do anything. Like embleming Gideon into pass and then not attack and not block. Obviously they couldn't really attack, but choosing not to block either seems really aggressive. Heart of Kiran, yeah, that's fine. We can just trade Heart of Kiran. Oh no, we can't. They've got the emblem. And Nissa, sure. So they can make a 1-2 token. Crew the Heart with the Nissa, but then they'll lose Nissa. I'm surprised they didn't crew the... I guess they want to keep the Nissa around. I was going to say, I'm surprised they didn't crew the Heart of Kiran then minus, but then the Nissa would die. And we draw Unlicensed. So I think that's just game. I guess we use this over the Scrap Heap, because if the Scrap Heap gets blocked, we can just bring it back. So if we unlicense this, they'll crew the Heart of Kiran in response, have 2 blockers. Yeah, there's just no way that doesn't kill them. As long as we don't redirect to Nissa. In fact, if we redirect to Nissa, we'll probably still just have lethal, right? They block here, take 6, yeah. And no, we want to deal it to them, and we'll attack with everyone. As I wrote in my article, link will be in the description, I just feel that this deck is basically just like Mardu, except the creatures are just more mana efficient. So like you can play like on the 5 drops, they play Avacyn. Avacyn's not necessarily worse than the Glorybringer, but Glorybringer's just more aggressive. Our 2 drops are just more aggressive. Like their 3 drop is Thalia, ours is Ronas. We have a lot more 2 drops as well. Actually, I just feel that the deck is a lot faster than the Mardu deck. So I really like this over Mardu just because it just gets your opponent killed a lot quicker. Like it still has the unlicensed Fatal Push, like really good mana efficient removal spells, and like 3 mana Killer Guide deal damage is insane. We've still got the Heart of Kiran as well, which the Mardu decks play, and the Scrap Heap. We just have more aggressive creatures, which is really nice. What do we want to bring in? So we saw Tireless Tracker, Nissa, Heart of Kiran. Nothing else that I can really think of. So we could bring in Mangle, Haunterblood, Heart of Kiran, and Clues. That seems pretty narrow though, and I think we just are like playing a mid-range fight where I think we just want to play more aggressive. I don't hate bringing in Chandras and Nissa though, because they're still aggressive, but they are a source of card advantage. And then what do we want to take out? Like 2 Fatal Push, and Hazoret, just because we've increased the curve a lot. Yeah, we'll try this. Alright, submit. I really like Ronus in this matchup because he can just give all our guys trample when they're making like crappy 0-1 plants from Nissa and things. Giving trample is really relevant. So we've got turn 2 Cub. If we want to play the Cub on turn 2, then we actually have to play the green belt. We can't play the green belt on turn 1. If we don't draw a third land, this hand looks really weak. There's not really that much reward either for keeping this hand because we don't have an artifact for the unlicensed. I could definitely see mulliganing this, but I think we're going to keep... Like, there's just so many draws that we could have that are just good here that I think it's pretty greedy to mulligan this. Yeah, that was a great draw. So we can play Blooming Marsh this turn and play the green belt. So, yeah, we'll play the green belt. And then we'll just pass the turn. They just to keep or play a Plains first, which I find strange. Because just a Plains does nothing. Like, normally they want to play a tapped land or one that actually does something, so that suggests they don't have a 1 mana removal spell, or a source to play it, at least. So we'll play the game trail, reveal the forest, or the mountain, sorry. We can either play the green belt Rampager here, because we can play it once, which will give us 2 energy, and then play again, which will take the 2 energy it gets. Or we can play the Scrap Heap Scrounger. I think we want to run License soon because it looks like they don't have very good mana and they're using the Spire of Industry from the Ballista, so oh, actually no, because the Unlicensed Disintegration won't deal 3 damage that way. So maybe we want to just play the Long Tusk Cub. I think it's pretty close, but we're going to play the Scrap Heap. Because if they play like a Tireless Tracker, we can kill that. And it's just got more power than the Long Tusk Cub anyway. Okay, so they play a tapped land. I think they've just kept a ropey hand mana-wise. Just from the sequencing. Alright, well we'll attack for 3 first and see what happens. Okay, so I think we just play Heart of Kiran and bounce the green belt. Yeah, that seems fine. Hazoret's not going to be enabled for a while, but it's very difficult for them to deal with. Like, it survives Fumigate. They can make us sacrifice it with the 2 mana white spell. And they're just gonna... Okay, they brought in Manglehorn. That's fine. I don't think it was worth playing around Manglehorn. But yeah, like we can... They can't Fumigate this. They can Stasis Snare it. Things like that, but... Not sure how many they'll be playing of those kinds of removal spells just because they're much less mana efficient. Like a 4 mana Oblivion Ring is good, but if we're playing like such low costed creatures, it might just not be quick enough. So we have quite a lot of choices here. We can just attack and these will trade. We can unlicense this and get in for 6. Or we can play like a Ronus or a green belt and a Long Tusk Cub. So if these two trade and then we play these two, we've got 5 power on board. Or we could just not attack with this necessarily. I think we do want to just kill this and get in though. Yeah, so we have unlicensed this and get him for 3, so we deal them 6, and they've lost their Manglehorn. Or we play Greenbelt and Long Tusk Cub. we're most scared of them playing a Gideon next turn, I think. So I think we want Unlicensed to deal 3 to the Gideon, and then we'll have 3 creatures on board, and they'll have 3. So that should be, yeah. We're gonna actually just develop the board here. It just plays around Gideon better. And I'm going to choose not to trade because I want the Unlicensed to deal damage. I'm just going to play a tracker and then play a land. Yeah. Okay. There's no way they can attack us. No. Sweet. We'll play that tapped. We did actually want our 4th land, so that's quite nice. We can unlicense the Tireless Tracker. Yeah. And then we can just swing in with everything. They can, like, block however they want. Really, it doesn't matter too much. Because they can't kill the green belt with both of these. They'd have to ping it before damage, otherwise it would just die. So it's going to take 6. Okay. Next turn we can play the Hydra or Ronas. We're not going to play the Hazoret, just because it just doesn't do anything. Having 3 mana deal 2 damage is just not what we're looking to do. It might be depending on how many creatures or how many turns they survive with this Gideon though. I was thinking about sandbagging that land in case we want to use it later, but I think we want to keep playing cards at the minute and using Ronas to pump things, and so it's better to play the land out. So if we attack with both, the Scrap Heap will trade with the Night Ally, and then this will just block here. And then we can play the Bristling Hydra. Or we can choose to play the Ronas, and then next turn we can play Hazoret maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we could play Hazoret, and if we draw another land, we could play Ronas and... there's a lot of options. Alright, well, let's just attack first and see what happens. I expect this will get blocked here and this will get blocked here. Yeah, I'm actually going to choose not to go for Gideon. I'm just going to go for our opponent. Because we just have the potential to deal so much damage with Hazoret so easily. Surely they're not going to block there. It's the same damage, but here they trade. If they do trade here, we might just play Ronas and then bring back the Scrap Heap. Okay, that seems more reasonable. That's fine. It's going to ping us for 1. Sure. I think we want to play Ronas and get this back, and then next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we can pump 2 creatures. If not, we can just play like the Bristling Hydra. Oh, we're in damage still. Alright, we'll just pass the turn. And make sure not to forget to bring back the Scrap Heap, because that is like incredibly essential to us killing them soon. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they could have Avacyn. Avacyn doesn't really help them. They're gonna take a Pain. That must mean they need double black. Sure. So they have to take the Hazoret here. They take the Bristling Hydra, then they're just activating the Hazoret. I don't understand why they dealt themselves damage unless they have another black spell. Or they want to crack the clue, maybe. And keep black mana. Like, they might want to, in our turn, crack the clue and then use this for Fatal Push. It's the only thing I can think of. But they don't need to crack the clue to kill anything. Because Fatal Push is, if they want to kill a 3 or 4 drop, then they need Revolt. But yeah, I don't understand why they did it like that. My assumption is that they have Fatal Push, and they want to respond with whatever we pump to kill that, and then the Rhonas won't be able to attack. So to play around that, I think we're just going to play the Bristling Hydra. Get rid of the Tusk. And untap. So if they do have Fatal Push, and we attack with are they just going to do it now? Sure. I think that's wrong, but okay. 1, 2, 3. So we can activate the Scrap Heap and attack with both. And then they just block here, take 5. Probably just play Bristling Hydra here. Or we can play Voltaic Brawler and... Oh no, we can't because Scrap Heap is in play. So I thought they killed that, but obviously that's not good for them. Yeah, let's just... We'll slam the Bristling Hydra. This activates Rhonas and develops the board at the same time instead of just... I guess we could have played Brawler and then activated. But I think I'd rather the Bristling Hydra. I'm not sure. That might have been wrong. Realistically, they have to block this. They could get greedy and block here, but then they die to Blossoming Defense. But it might just be worth them playing like that. Just, yeah, they're going to just choose to play that. That's fair enough. They might just think that they're in such a bad spot. If I have Blossoming Defense, they lose the game no matter what, so they'd rather block that way around. I'm trying to think what our opponent, or what we're most scared of. Fumigate would be, like, fine, doesn't really do anything. Because all it would do is kill the Bristling Hydra. I guess then they could make a zombie, or sorry, an ally, post-combat. Our opponent's just conceded. Okay. Alright, that was round 2. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in round 3. Peace.